Which era is your maintenance plan, from carburetors and choke levers, or oxygen sensors and knock control? If it's the first, you're overpaying and underprotecting your car. This video breaks down 5 always do this rules that evolved into myths. We'll show how modern engine management, synthetic oil chemistry, and better manufacturing changed intervals, fuel needs, warm-up routines, and where you service. Miss this, and you'll throw away money while believing you're being cautious. Watch to see which of the 5 is quietly the most expensive mistake. Number 1. Premium gas makes your car run better. If premium is better, why do so many modern engines lose money with zero gain when you switch to it? The old rule came from high compression, carbureted engines that were prone to knock because fuel metering and timing were crude. Premium's higher octane resisted knock, which protected pistons and allowed more spark advance. Back then, using the pricier stuff could be cheap insurance because the engine couldn't adapt on the fly. Today, your ECU listens with knock sensors and moves ignition timing in milliseconds. Many mainstream engines are calibrated for 87 octane, so you pour in premium, the computer shrugs, and nothing changes except your receipt. The myth lingers because it once had a point, and because the pump calls it premium, which sounds like an upgrade. Octane's job is simple. Resist uncontrolled combustion. It does not add energy to the fuel. Your fuel door and manual tell the truth with 2 keywords. Recommended means the engine can take advantage under certain loads. Required means the calibration expects 91 plus to hit its targets. If you see 87 only, that's the spec the engineers tuned for. 8AA has found most vehicles on the road do not require premium and see no measurable performance or MPG benefit when you use it anyway. EPA-facing data and OEM guidance line up with that, while noting exceptions for turbo and high compression engines designed for 91 or higher. Let's do the math. If regular average is $3.17 and premium $4.01, that's roughly 26% more per gallon. At 12,000 miles a year and 30 miles per gallon, you burn 400 gallons. Pay the upcharge, and you're out about $336 with no return. Number 2, you must change oil every 3,000 miles. What if the 3,000-mile oil change is a leftover from non-detergent oils and leaky carb days, not your synthetic-filled sealed system? That short interval came from an era when conventional, low-additive oils sheared quickly, collected sludge, and lost their ability to neutralize acids. Engines had looser clearances, blow-by was worse, and rich carburetors washed fuel past the rings, thinning the oil. Changing early was a practical defense against varnish and wear, because both the lubricant and the engines were far less controlled. Now you're driving with synthetic oil that resists oxidation, holds viscosity under heat, and carries a stronger detergent and dispersant package. Fuel injection keeps mixtures precise, and tighter tolerances cut contamination. Yet, quick lube stickers still lock you to 3,000 like it's mandatory, even when your car's software can evaluate the oil better than a fixed guess. Look at current manufacturer ranges. 5,000 to 7,500 miles is common, and many late model vehicles safely stretch to 10,000 miles or more with oil life monitors. Those systems don't just count miles, they model your duty cycle, track cold starts, trip length, idle time, load, and temperature to estimate remaining oil life. Then call for service based on actual conditions rather than superstition. OEM schedules and SAE research support longer intervals for synthetics thanks to improved oxidation stability, stronger base number retention, and lower volatility. There are still severe use cases, short trips that never heat soak, heavy towing, extreme heat or cold, where you tighten the interval because degradation accelerates. Run the math. If your manual targets 7,500 miles and you cut to 3,000, you're paying for 2 to 3 extra services per year. With synthetic changes running $65 to $125, that's hundreds lost. and more waste oil generated for no added protection. Number 3, warm up your engine for 10 minutes before driving. That 10-minute idle made sense if you had a choke and a carb. Today, it just burns money. Carbureted engines needed time to stabilize a rich mixture so they wouldn't stumble off the line. The choke plate restricted air, dumped extra fuel, and the engine had to warm up to vaporize that mix consistently. Old conventional oil was thicker when cold and took longer to reach tight spots, so owners let engines lope until things flowed. Modern engines don't play by those rules. Electronic fuel injection meters fuel precisely from the first crank. Oxygen sensors and electronic throttle step in quickly, and the ECU trims timing and mixture as temperatures rise. Synthetic oils flow better at low temperatures, which means bearings, cams, and turbo journals get lubrication faster than those old-school warm-ups ever delivered. Here's what changes the game. On startup, the ECU runs open loop, enriching mixture briefly. It then goes closed loop when sensors stabilize. Light driving speeds this handoff. Moving the car loads the engine gently, warming coolant and oil, spinning the transmission and differential, and bringing the catalytic converter to its light-off temperature faster than idling. That's when emissions control actually works. EPA and DOE guidance calls out idling as wasted fuel and added emissions, and automakers design for minimal idle with quick light-off in mind. Gentle driving after a short start reduces cold start enrichment time and gets heat into the cabin and drivetrain sooner. Cold climate? Give it 30 to 60 seconds to build oil pressure and clear the windshield, then roll out with soft throttle and moderate RPM. Remote start is for comfort, not engine care. Don't floor it or lug it. Let temperatures climb. Number 4, dealership maintenance is always better than local shops. Warranty safe doesn't mean dealership only. The law and your manual agree. For years, the thinking was simple. The dealer had the secret sauce. Factory tools, factory training, factory parts. Everyone else was guessing. That view came from a time before broad access to diagnostics and standardized training. Independent shops didn't always have the software, service information, or brand-specific fluids, so sticking with the dealer felt like the safest play. That landscape shifted. Many independents now run OEM scan tools, subscribe to factory service portals, and staff ASE master technicians. They source OEM or OE equivalent parts and follow the same repair procedures the dealer uses. The big difference you feel is usually the bill, because independent labor rates are often lower due to leaner overhead and more flexible operations. Here's the legal backbone. The Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act says your warranty can't be denied just because you didn't use the dealership, as long as maintenance follows the manufacturer's schedule and specs, and you keep records, you're protected. The FTC backs that up, noting a warranty can't be conditioned on a specific brand of parts or service unless it's free. Cost gaps are real. Dealers commonly charge more per hour than local shops, which adds up across oil services, brake jobs, and diagnostics. Owners who keep detailed Indy invoices, dates, mileage, fluids, part numbers, see warranty claims honored, because the file shows exact compliance with the maintenance schedule. That paper trail matters as much as where the work happened. So pick competence, not a logo. Verify ASE credentials. Confirm access to OEM information and tools. Read recent reviews, and make sure the shop lists fluids by spec. You can save hundreds a year while staying warranty safe. Speaking of new tech, the last myth pretends modern EVs need nothing at all. Another costly assumption. Number 5, electric cars. Don't need any maintenance. No oil changes doesn't mean no maintenance. EVs can silently rack up expensive neglect. You skip spark plugs, timing belts, and engine oil, so the myth grows that nothing needs attention. But the systems that keep an electric car healthy still age, absorb moisture, wear, and drift out of spec. If you treat an EV like an appliance, small misses turn into expensive repairs you never saw coming. Start with the fluids no one talks about. EVs use coolant loops to keep the battery pack and drive unit in their happy temperature window. OEM schedules call for checks and, on some models, flushes at set intervals. Tesla lists 4 years or 50,000 miles for Model 3/Y coolant service. Hyundai's Ioniq 5 follows similar timing. Ford and GM include coolant inspections on their EV service charts. Skip it, and the pack can run hot, which shortens life. Brakes still need care. Brake fluid pulls moisture from the air, which lowers boiling point and corrodes ABS valves. Ford's Mustang Mach-E specifies a brake fluid replacement every 3 years. Many brands recommend a test or change every 2 to 3 years. Regenerative braking doesn't grease caliper pins in salty climates, so periodic inspection and lubrication matters to prevent sticking and uneven pad wear. Tires and alignment eat budgets when ignored. EV weight and instant torque scrub tread quickly, so rotations on schedule are key. GM's Bolt EUV recommends every 7,500 miles. Stay on top of alignment, or you'll buy a set early. Cabin filters also need regular swaps to keep airflow strong and HVAC efficient. The cost of neglect is real. Corroded ABS modules, battery thermal issues, and premature tires. Follow the EV maintenance sheet, rotate on time, test brake fluid every 2 to 3 years, respect coolant service, and log everything in the app or with receipts. The thread across all 5 myths is the same. Old rules or oversimplified rules cost money and protection on modern machines.